Hey everyone, and welcome back to the X-Ring. On today's episode, we're going to cover a really exciting topic, and that is going to be precision rimfire. So guys, if you haven't been keeping up, that is a huge growing segment in the shooting competition world right now. I think with ammunition cost, availability of reloading components and everything here, it being the end of 2020, I think you're going to see a huge rise in rimfire competitions in 2021. Why, you might ask? Well, how many people are going to go to 3-gun competitions and shoot their 9mm up, their 5.56, which is bringing $1 a round in some places around the country? And hopefully we can look back on this video in a couple of years and say, wow, $1 a round for 223. Well, enter rimfire. Now, rimfire can be expensive as well, very expensive. You don't have to have this type of equipment to shoot a precision rimfire match. You can shoot an off-the-shelf 1022 or your Savage or your CZ. And ultimately, it's going to come down to the shooter. But you will be hard-pressed to shoot against the same proficiency shooter that's shooting a rifle like this. And what we're talking about are the Vudoo Gunworks rifles, either the V22s. I do have a CZ in the back right here. We're going to kind of contrast and compare the two. But let's talk about this. These rifles were not provided by Vudoo Gunworks, but a big shout out to those guys for making such a great product. And this is something that I actually shot in the very last match when I came in third at the Precision Rifle Series match they had at VOD. And it was kind of contested because of a tiebreaker, so I actually just got the trophy today and picked it up. Originally they had it at fourth, but I came in third. So I know this is a proven performer. Now that being said, I also came in third at a previous match shooting a CZ 455, an older one like this. So I'm not going to say this is going to make you win matches, but guys, after shooting these side by side, shooting them back to back, shooting these multiple times with different types of ammunition, everything from Lapua Center X to Ely 10X, there is no comparison. The ability of these Vudoo V22s is unparalleled, second to none. At 50 yards, they're the tightest groups I've ever shot. They really are. And let's go ahead and talk about some of the features and what sets them apart. So guys, price point. To get a barreled action from Vudoo is going to run you around $1,770. Now that's just the barrel and the action itself. You're still going to have to get a trigger. So we're going to talk about this first one. This first one is an MTU contoured barrel. It's 18 inches long. It's threaded. It does have the XLR Industries JV NV Pro chassis on here. And it is a full Remington 700 based chassis. So the Vudoo actually enables you to run a full-size action. It's based off of, just think 40X. Do you guys remember the old Remington 40Xs? It was like, that's what everybody wanted because it was supposed to be the best in accuracy and everything else. What they've done is they've really taken that footprint, that Remington 700 footprint, and really designed it for 22. And what I mean by that is we're going to go ahead and remove the bolt out of this. And what I want you to notice is the location of the lugs. It's a center located lug system. So it's not here where you would typically see it. And it is a full controlled round feed. From the moment it comes out of the magazine, it slides up into the face of the bolt. And so this way you're not nicking the bullet tip or getting any type of jams from building up lead there or anything like that. There is no feed ramp, so it's a positive feed straight into the action. And guys, it is butter smooth. This is a patented action by Vudoo Gunworks. And guys, I mean, like I said, other than just the stroke of it, which that's about the only thing you're going to notice, is a little slightly shorter stroke. It is a full 90-degree throw, but you can throw whatever trigger system in it you want. You can also get the actions in left-handed or right-handed configuration. This one does have the TriggerTech Diamond 2-stage in it. It's topped off with a Burris XTR3, and this one does have the bridge over there on the top, and it does have barrel weights. Now guys, this is not a lightweight. This rifle here weighs in at 19.5 pounds. Okay, so it's like a heavy full-size PRS style rifle. The beauty of shooting a Vudoo is very similar to some of the Bagaras where you're using full-size magazines. You're using magazines like this that look like an AICS magazine, and this is a 10-rounder, but they also make 12 and 15 rounders. Now these are built aluminum magazines made by Vudoo Gunworks. They are not going to be inexpensive. The alternative to that is shooting something like a CZ 455 or 457, something like this. This one's outfitted with a Night Force ATAC R 7-35. It does have XLR weights on it with an MDT chassis. And you can do the job. You can do everything you need to do, but it just doesn't feel like that rifle. The action's a lot shorter. I can probably work this a little faster, but where I'm seeing the difference is in the accuracy. I mean, these shoot very, very well. I know there's a lot of CZ fans out there, but there's just no comparison between these two. The other thing you're going to notice are these tiny little magazines. When you're trying to manipulate or do a mag change with these little magazines, now I have added the extensions. These are +3 extensions, and so it does give you the ability to hold 13 rounds, but what if it's a 15 round stage? You are going to have to do a mag change, and trying to work within that 90-second range can be rather difficult. The other thing is, if you hit a barricade really hard with this, it is possible to cause a malfunction on the CZs, because there's a lot of times you're bracing against objects, because it is a full PRS match. The other thing is using them as a trainer. We're going to have continuity with our AICS mags, and the same holders work for this that will work for PRS. The other thing is difficulty of the matches. I know you guys are saying, well, Rimfire, how difficult can that be? Well, you'd be amazed. You know, it's often said, I've said it before, 200 yards with a 22 is like 1,000 yards with a 6.5 Creedmoor. Guys, at 400 yards when we're engaging targets, and that's not uncommon at some of these matches, you're going to be dialing into areas that you'll never dial in a 6.5 unless you're shooting out to a mile or so. And even then, you won't be dialing as much as you would with these 22s at 400 yards. So it's a great, great sport. If you haven't looked into it, definitely look into it. Go on Practice Score or go to NRL 22. Maybe look at the NRL 22 or 22X matches, or even the PRS Rimfire series. The other one I want to talk about is this one here. And this one is a Vudoo Gunworks V22. And this is a factory gun. So this has the kukri barrel, I believe it is. It's 18-inch long, 18.5 inches long. Has a slightly lighter taper. I think this one measures about 0.87 at the muzzle, but the action's the same. This one does have a Trigger Tech Diamond single stage in it. Very, very light pull, but it does have the MPA, the BA chassis system, the hybrid, and this one feels really, really well. I do like this. I shot this today, and it's shooting the lights out with Lapua. You also have the same features you're going to see in your full MPA chassis and maybe PRS, where you've got your full Arca Swiss rail, you've got your barricade stop locations, you've got the spigot up front. This one's topped off with the Vortex 4.5 to 27. Big shout out to Is Your Six Covered. This is actually a rifle that he just picked up today, and we had a chance to proof it out on the range, and I'm impressed with it. It shoots. Now, on a setup like this, ordering it straight from Vudoo Gunworks, you're looking at about 15 weeks right now, because they are very, very popular, and the price point on this starts at $2,880 or somewhere thereabouts. It's going to depend on what type of trigger you put in. I think it comes with a Timney, but when you step it up to a Trigger Tech, you're going to have to pay that difference. So guys, if you're not familiar with them, go check them out, and go check out and see if there's a local Rimfire match near you, because you'll have a blast doing it. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick review. Big shout out to all the channel sponsors, like Defender Ammunition, Microtech Knives, Cool Clothing. Guys, check them out. They're great supporters of the channel. Hope you have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.